It's another new morning in Harhorin.
We initially thought we will spend just 2 nights here, but then looking at this place, we fell in love with it. And now, today, we want to just go climb up the mountains nearby, soak in the nature, be in the greenery for a while.
So we decided to extend our stay at the Ghar for another night. We've been looking at this mountain for the last 2 days and we really wanted to climb at least a small portion of it. It's not a big hiking trail as such, but when we asked some locals, they told us it's possible to climb anywhere, just find a path and keep going.
This mountain looks like a small hill and it's full of green grass. It's like a lawn on a mountain. It's so tempting.
Yeah. So it's now around 11. We slept quite late last evening because we were enjoying sunset, which was also very late, with our new friends. And then after having that heavy dinner, we came back to the camp, met some more new travelers who are from the US. We just sat talking all night until maybe midnight. And then we went to sleep. So we're starting a bit late. The sun is already up. I think the clouds might even come out. The bug. I think the clouds might also come out in an hour or so.
Yeah.
But there's no forecast of rain.
But anyways, we have 9 hours of sunlight still because sunset today is at 9 o'clock in the night.
Yeah. So our plan is to go first to the main road and then hitchhike to the start of the trail because it's a bit far. It's across the bridge on the river. And then maybe make it as far as we can go without feeling too tired.
Yeah. And once we start to feel tired, we just come back in the same way.
It was really cold last evening. I think it went down to probably 10 degrees or maybe a bit less than that because of the wind. And the rain that had come in the afternoon had already cooled down the land around, so it felt so much more colder. But then when you're in the Ghar, everything feels nice and warm. So we slept really nice. How did you sleep?
Slept like a baby. I didn't even wake up once in the night. I just woke up only in the morning when Navneet was like, "Shish, get up."
She's woken up at 9:30. By the way, the Ghar we're staying in is actually just by the gate to the national park. That's Orkhan Valley National Park. And we learned that you can actually drive up quite a few hundred kilometers inside this way. So the park actually goes further that way. But this is a place where a lot of people come to do short visits to the forest. So most of it is just grasslands around here. And there are 3 Mongolian horseback riders here. So we're here. And now we have to go just along this road and exit to the mountains there. You ready?
Yeah.
The Nadam Festival is still going on. Today is the second day. And all of the town is very quiet because everybody is there right now. And because we already saw it yesterday, we decided to do the hike today instead. But most people do come here for the full 2 days. While at the festival, we also learned that the festival happens about 4 days earlier in Kharkhorin as compared to Ulaanbaatar, because a lot of these wrestlers and horse riders and archers, they travel to Ulaanbaatar for the main festival, which happens usually on the 11th of July every year. We thought we were the only ones on the trail today, but I guess not. There's at least 200 others here. Look at that.
Well, now we have found a hill which has a gradual slope. So we are planning to climb it and go to the top.
But there are these bugs that have been bothering us. I think they think we're horses or goats, and they're just coming with us like a whole bunch above our head, and then they keep trying to get near our eyes. And
In my mind, I thought this walk will be a very silent one with nobody around. But these grasshoppers are like many number here and they're so noisy.
these grasshoppers are actually pretty big. Like, I'll try and get it on video, but what we notice is that when they hop, they make this really weird sound, like it's like that, and then they keep hopping. So it's pretty interesting. We haven't heard that before.
And there's this big brown squirrel which is coming along with us. So every now and then we see it hopping from this side to the other side.
I don't know what animal it is, but from far we could only think that it's a squirrel. Maybe it's a groundhog, maybe it's something else. But then when it comes too close to us, it just runs away so far before we can even take out the camera. And while walking, we've also come across a few bushes. I think that must be poison ivy because a couple of times it's touched our legs and then it burns like crazy after that. We want to make it to the top behind those two trees. And I think we're now about halfway up.
Yeah, and this was a patch I was so tempted to run up and down. Look at it, it's like a clean lawn on a mountain. I don't know why I'm fascinated with this.
There's a river there.
And you see, there, that's where we were staying. So far.
We made it about halfway up, and here we can see the town of Harhorin. So, very far over there, we can actually see Erdenee Zuu Monastery, and on that side is the ruins of old Kharkhorin, ancient Harhorin, which was the capital of Mongolia back in the 12th, 13th, 14th centuries.
And as we stand here at this moment, there is a big black cloud approaching us. I'm afraid if it rains, we're gonna get soaked so badly. There is no shelter here, and if the wind starts to blow more, we're gonna freeze.
What we've noticed is this side of the mountain towards the town is all a bit more brown compared to what is on the other side, the side that we were walking up on. And I think that's because during summer the sun shines really bright and strong on this side, and of course water only comes when there's rain, so a lot of this side is dry and brown. But on the other side, because it survives in the shade for a lot longer, the grass is much more greener.
And what is fun is, as we are hiking, the ground is just not pebbles and grass. There are tiny yellow flowers and purple flowers in between, which makes it fun. Colorful walk.
We have to go up there. Huh? Come straight ahead. Don't go up.
Look at that view!
So this was the highest point we could find on this trail. It's incredibly beautiful in the back. I think there used to be many more trees, but it looks like they've been cut down not too long ago. But the coolest part is that there are horses.
We are not alone! The last part was extremely steep and there was a lot of gravel. We could not climb up without holding hands, so we held on to each other and then pushed ourselves up. somewhere there I was telling Navneet, I think this is the best view we can get. Let's just go back from here. And Navneet was like, it's just 5 more minutes. Let's try and get up.
I think I may have said that 20-30 times. But 2 hours later, we finally made it to the very top here. And behind us is a very beautiful green valley. There's a lot of bugs still flying around us. There's a very beautiful green valley right behind us. And there's some
Pine trees
yeah.
here and there.
The tiny set of white huts there, that's where we're staying. That's our girl camp. All of that is Harhorin town. We didn't realize it was actually pretty big. And this is the side I was telling you about that's so much more brown compared to the other side, which is so lush green.
From far up you can see that all the houses in Harhorin have colorful roofs. I can see yellow, green, blue, orange, grey. Round thingy!
Oh, I think this has to be one of the most beautiful landscapes we've ever seen. It's so beautiful. Like right now, because it's summer, all the flowers are in full bloom.
Yeah.
And it's really beautiful.
I really like the curves of the mountains. You know, it's so nice and smooth.
And there's yellow flowers and lavender flowers both.
Yeah.
Just sprouting here and there. Oh, it looks so good.
Walking up and down these mountains are not that tiring actually. It's pretty easy. We thought it will be a lot difficult than this.
The grass is probably at its tallest right now because the horses are definitely enjoying the good meal. The horses have also brought with them many flies.
Yeah.
So they're always floating around in front of our faces. It's super crazy to be here all by ourselves.
It's just us and those 8 horses. These horses are not belonging to any person, I think. And they are very, very chubby and they look so healthy.
Yeah,
and they're tall.
They're all wild horses. They're just roaming around here in the meadows. Back in town, there's definitely a lot of people. But at no point did we realize that if you just walk a kilometer behind the mountains, you have like paradise like this.
Wow.
All you can hear are the sounds of bugs and the horses doing their sound once in a while. Yee-ho! We finally made it down. All the way from up there. And somebody's camping right there. We just got off the mountain trail and we've now come to the base road. where we found somebody camping with a Land Cruiser. They invited us to come have a meal, but we told them that we just had lots of peanuts up there and that we feel full. But they did give us some water to drink, ice cold. So they were from Israel and they're renting that vehicle out and driving around the whole country for 30 days. We found out that it costs $200 to rent a Land Cruiser per day.
Whoa.
$200 per day. That's crazy. But it comes with like tents and everything, and you can cook.
We were just walking back, and then there's this big Mongolian family who was camping right beside the river, and then they just invited us to join their party. And it's so much fun. The entire family is here.
Hello. Wow.
So there are 4 siblings, a mother, and all their kids around.
That was a very, very fun experience. We've been sitting there for the last 2 hours, and the plan to go back to the room and rest just went out the window. It's now almost 7 p.m. and they gave us so much food to eat.
They brought us some apples, oranges. They gave us some soda and tea.
And they also offered their national drink, which is fermented horse milk.
This is Ark, fermented horse milk. It's delicious. And they were so curious about us. They were asking so many questions and asking us about our route through Mongolia.
They even gave us ideas on how to, proceed ahead out of this area. They told us that the sporting events will end today, but tomorrow is the big kickoff in Ulaanbaatar. So they're all here for almost a week. They're camping in the same spot for a whole week.
That is so much fun to do with a family for like a week. 1 or 2 weeks of camping.
Yeah, and it's really like so nice because they found this perfect spot right by the river, and they go and swim in it every single day. They have that big truck which sleeps 4 people inside it. Actually, that vehicle was the reason why we walked that way. We were so curious to see it because we've been dreaming about overlanding so much. So we just went there to get some more information on the truck, and then they were like, no, come. And then
they took us into the truck and then gave us a little home tour.
Yeah, they're super friendly folks. They invited us to stay for dinner as well and invited us to come back again for lunch tomorrow. But we're heading back to the Ger because we've already reserved a meal there for tonight. So this was a fun side of Mongolia today. It was totally unexpected.
Before coming to Kharkhorin, I had no expectations about the place. I had not done any research or googling about it.
Yeah.
It turned out to be a very beautiful, nice surprise.
I mean, look at this. Just look at that.
Where do you get these views?
It's incredible.
Well, that was our day.
Hope you enjoyed coming with us, exploring this part of the country. And we'll see you again in tomorrow's vlog.
Bye-bye.
Bye.